I didn't really want to bring you guys a video last night as I'm driving home. It's dark and it just looks, it's hard to do the video, right? So I wanted to have a fresh night to think about everything. And actually, I got home last night. I found myself cheering. What are you laughing at?
Not to do that.
To do what? Oh yeah, Amy hates when I pick my ear, but when I'm done driving at night, like you can imagine.
Go ahead and pick it. Don't look at it.
Well, I want to make sure, because I want to make sure I didn't. Sometimes when you rub like a piece of rock dust out of your ear, it'll cut your ear, right? And there's nothing. If you're out there and you know you've got a little cut inside your ear before, how annoying is that? And then you know you can't touch it because it will not go away. So I always look just to make sure I didn't cut my ear. But yeah, you'll have like rock dust in your ear and stuff. I didn't have a shower this morning, which I usually do. But I opted just to sleep in just a hair. I was up late last night. I found myself, as a Blue Jays fan, actually cheering for the Tigers. And it was selfish. I wanted to go watch a Blue Jays game in Detroit. I can only imagine the cost of the Blue Jays tickets in the Toronto market, which will be astronomical. So I can't imagine there's going to be an opportunity for us to go to watch the Blue Jays play in Toronto. And I have no idea if they would have been even more affordable in Detroit, but I would have gambled that they would have most definitely been more affordable in Detroit. So I found myself cheering for Detroit. And then I just fell asleep. I was tired. I fell asleep the 14th inning or something. Woke up to the news that the Mariners had won. And, you know, I'm curious, you know, that New York had blocked off people from outside New York buying tickets when the Blue Jays were playing. I'm curious if Seattle will do the same thing because, quite frankly, every time they have a game in Seattle, half the stands are full of Blue Jays fans because it's right across the border, right? So I'm curious if Seattle will do that or not. Anyway, for the game that I watched, it was back and forth and back and forth. And I'll tell you what, we have a lot of clients that are Detroit Tigers fans. And I know Ronnie was watching the game last night too. He started watching it when we were at the Meadows. That Tarek Skubal, love of God, can that guy pitch. He is something else. He almost carried the entire team. Well, listen, we ran into the same problem you guys did in the middle of the season. Your problem is you can't generate runs. 2 runs over 15 innings.
Oh, that's it.
The score was 3-2. 3-2. You know, you gotta, and that's the problem is you got ace pitchers, great defense, but you got to be able to generate runs, and sometimes that just goes out, and it did for us. Heading into the All-Star break, it looked like the Blue Jays were an afterthought, and then they came to life. So, listen, it's going to be a great series. It's great for us in the sense that regardless of who won, you guys beat up your bullpen, and you know, went 15 innings and are exhausted. You might have till you might have till Sunday, but it's gonna play a role. So, you know, go Jays. Okay, well, yesterday wasn't a bad day. Amy had commented that maybe I drove Time Is on My Side a little hard yesterday. I noticed every so often she'll give me this little dig in the morning. I brush my teeth. Time is good, a little tough on him, and, you know, you just want to. I'm like, yeah, well, Amy, the problem with Time Is on My Side, he's not a short field horse. Now, every horse is if you can get them to the front. But I knew that Ronnie wasn't having a great night too. And he'll let you know. Coming off the car, he was making a little bit of noise. Like he was, and I know that horse now, Birthday, he's kind of a one-way horse. But when you get him to the front, it's tough. He's not a very malleable horse. You can't just back him up, let one go and remove. Like it's one, and I saw last week, I think they had an open bridle on him. I'm in the post parade, they got a hood with cups on him. I was fairly certain that Birthday was going down the road last night. But I did want to get out of there as best I could with time. If I could get to Ronnie early and really force him, he would have to park me, right? Which I don't know if he would or not. I know that he very well may have. But I did not want to get behind a couple of long shots in the race. When you're in a short field like that, I would much rather be first over than second over with the favorite on the front. That's how I wanted it to be. And I was lucky to find the 4-hole when I did. I really thought that I would push Ronnie and either he would have to let me go and remove or he would drop me in the hole. And backing him up into the 4-hole was not plan A, B, or C. But it worked out well enough in the sense that I ended up first over with time. It just, when you come first over from 6th at the 5/8, you know, the way the race was setting up, Jeremy was going to come first over. I doubt that Aaron was coming first over. Who was in the 3-hole? Yeah, Aaron. I doubt that Aaron would have been first over with Lightning on the beach. So that leaves Jeremy first over. Mike is going to say thank you and take the second over toe. Now I'm third over as the second favorite, and it wouldn't have worked out well. I might have been third anyway. I don't know, but just the way the race set up. So the only dig, I guess, from my standpoint was that time, he never did. When you really had him revved up and he was really good and he's on his game, like the night he hit the rail in Northfield, he got up the corner 25-4. You can get him out of there sometimes.
He didn't look very interested.
No, and he doesn't. When he's not 100% wired down, like screwed down real tight.
We're doing like gymnastics moves.
What was that? Is that what I was doing? Gymnastics moves? Coming off the car?
Yeah.
You're pretty sharp. You're a big breast yourself, eh? Anyway, it wasn't ideal, but that's just the way the race worked out for Times on my side last night. If we rewind to the start of the night, JK Victory raced great. Somebody messaged me and said, well, I guess we're not selling them. Absolutely, we're selling them.
My first thought was, that's 2 good lines.
2 good lines. He raced great for Ronnie. Here's the thing. I would like to trade in 2 or 3 of our okay middle of the road, those ladder horses I talk about. Somebody says I hate that term. I don't know what to tell you. It's a very literal term, right? The horses just run up and down the ladder. I would rather trade 2 or 3 horses like that in for an open horse. And I actually had a discussion with a pretty prominent owner yesterday, just briefly, about some of the horses they may be putting in Harrisburg. And his thoughts were, I would rather put the horse in Harrisburg and get fair market value than try to find it outside of Harrisburg, right? Because it's hard to price a horse that you believe is a high-end horse, which I think is a very fair statement. It's probably 100% correct. So there are, at the very least, going to be some high-end horses and pacers, albeit at Harrisburg. So my whole thought process in that regard is to trade in, 2 or 3 of these horses that have now turned into those types of horses for a higher-end pacer and or trotter, as we generally do every year. I think every year we leave Harrisburg, we end up with, Locatelli, Looks Like Money. Who else did we get there? Those 2 for sure. I bought Winter Soldier on that game. So we'll see how that plays out over the next little bit. But that's the plan. So JK Victory raced great last week for Ronnie. Raced great last night. Come back on down. There's no quitting this horse. Never has been. Right? You get him in a spot to do well, he'll do his best every time. And, for a horse that was gapping in the last turn, to run down that winner, to run down that horse that looked like an easy winner halfway down the lane, that was a good effort from him. So great race by JK Victory. Neptune raced tremendous. He had no business being in with Railroad Station. And Railroad Station got beat by the horse that I got dumped out on. He's a nice horse. Cruising America. He's a nice. Somebody said, well, he was in a condition claimer this summer. Listen, that means 0. Like, the horse is just a different.
The condition horses that are condition horses in the winter.
Yeah.
The summer's tough. So they probably.
Well, this horse was a condition claimer, like an optional, whatever, 40 or 50. And then Brandon Presto got him. And he raced good. And they always told me, make sure you get him covered up. He's not as good on the front. But I had beaten some good horses. I went in 50 in a piece with him at least once or twice. And the day that I got dumped out driving Cruising America, that wasn't his fault. The horse in front of him made a break. The fact that he didn't get hurt was pretty amazing. He's running around loose down in the gully there with the wildlife for about 2 or 3 minutes, then come roaring up the hill and knock the girl off the outrider horse. It's, he's a nice horse. And I know it sucks if you're a guy that has a horse like Railroad Station. You're like, well, he's racing the Breeders' Crown, he raced the Little Brown Jug, he's racing every major race, and then you come to the Meadows, you race him, and he gets beat by a horse that has shown claimers in his lines way back when. Yeah, it's just racing. It happens. I mean, for Neptune to be third to those 2 horses, that little horse is really coming on. And I'd said to Tim when we pulled up, I said, he got a bit of a bad rap leaving Ontario, but he had just arrived in North America. And the one thing you have to understand, and we don't really understand this, is the racing in Australia is nothing like the racing in North America. It's totally different. They leave, stack, walk, sprint. It's not the same. And they'll sit on the outside, side by side, the whole way. Like, it's totally different racing. So it was completely foreign to this horse when he got here. And say what you want. He has really, really excelled definitely the last 2 months. Like pace, it was cold last night. I had 2 turtlenecks on last night under my suit, the summer suit, and it was chilly. And he paced 50-4, 27-1 on the end of it. It was a big mile for. Well, I'll tell you who he beat. The horse that I was third, the horse that was fourth, is the horse that I was very close to purchasing for the Gold Cup and Saucer. Skipper, the horse also from Australia. He was to the right of us, finishing up the mile. So I thought Neptune raced his butt off to finish. To finish third. And time is on my side, a great third from him. And then Chicago Hall was a little bit flat. He looked a little anxious going to the gate. He was throwing his head. Usually when that horse is on his toes like that, he's actually not as good. He was like that the night I drove him, and he was a little flat coming off the car. Now, we didn't get to see how he was coming off the car last night because he had the 9-hole. But I wonder if something had happened to him in the post-parade or going up to the gate. I have no idea. Or he might have just been a little sick. Listen, we all know there's something going through the burn. By the scratch of Cherry's girl today, I mentioned that quite a bit yesterday in our videos, that there's something viral going through the barn. It happens this time of year, especially with a barn like ours. Now, we hid the racehorses over in the third shed row, had the babies over in the first shed row, but you can't hide from that stuff. It's going around everywhere. There's scratches everywhere. It's just like the kids go back to school, right? You can't hide from that stuff. So we'll see how everybody was. I talked about the qualifier yesterday from Perfect Thought. I spoke to James after. I had so much going on. Like that's how much is rattling around in my empty head right now. Is that probably our best horse was qualifying, and I never noticed until somebody had messaged me and said, "Hey, what did James say about the filly?" How you making out there, Bessie Molly? Oh, you're allowed to take a run at me, but I'm not allowed to make fun of you when you spill your drink. The filly was great. James thought she was awesome. The math of the mile was tremendous. 53-4 off a quarter in like 29 seconds. James removed her to the front. Might have been 30 seconds actually, and she was exceptionally good. Jailbird Jog has been sharp as a tack since returning to Ontario also. So James is smart, and so this is a James, Jason, Dominic, and Michelle collaboration here with a real team effort. A bullpen. It's a bullpen race coming up. All hands on deck, and James had drawn the blood already on Jailbird Jog. We have an appointment for her, Dr. McKee's, on Monday morning. James had said, I don't want to train her too tough. I just said, you go ahead. That's fine. You do as you wish. That's fine with me. My choice would be to put her in the bike and go a mile and 2.5 on Monday morning, but I'll leave that to James also. With respect to the filly, she's always screwed down tight, this filly. She's always got that squirrely eye on her, like she's ready to rock every second of the day. I love that about her. And she's sharp coming into the Breeders' Crown also. Now, my next weekend is going to be tough. We're going home. The kids are off school on Friday. We're going home Thursday. I'm going to watch the Breeders' Crown eliminations on Friday, and hopefully have my pom-poms out, and hopefully have a good Friday evening. I have to be in Virginia Saturday afternoon. I bet you Addie Bear wants to come with me. I've never been to Shenandoah. I know it's 5 hours in a horse truck from Northfield, so I don't know if there's a way to shorten that but it's going to be a good 7.5, 8, no matter what we do. So we'll see. Yeah, just is what it is.
Why don't you just fly and I'll drive the kids home?
Well, I don't know if there's an airport in Shenandoah,
Well, obviously
Virginia.
not in Shenandoah.
I'll look into it and see what makes the most sense, because at the very least I can get a ride home from Logan, right? I'll be coming home right after the race. So we'll talk about that this week. First and foremost, the only race tonight is 11:21, a late show from Trosa this evening. And then Sunday, tomorrow afternoon, I have to be in Corbin. I think that might be an Addie Bear and Daddy run. My last race is 2:30. I'll be back here at 8:30. She'll probably sleep the whole way home anyway. Well, we'll ask her if she wants to go. I have Jolene Holland Degas, and I'll have to drop her off on my way through, because my late shift after Cumberland Run is going to be Foxy Seaside and Greatest Ending here at Northfield Park. So I'm gonna start my day very early and end my day very late. Foxy Seaside races at 11:08, which I can guarantee you 15th race will be 11:55 p.m. on Sunday night. Monday we have Memento Mori. Tuesday we have Xena Kemp. What's Xena at? 5-1 in the maiden. You know, the race secretary at
Who's driving that?
Scotty. The race secretary at Cumberland Run was actually an auctioneer at the Michigan sale the other day. Kevin Mack. I forgot. Really nice guy. Really, really nice guy. You can tell he's been around for a long time, and I had a great conversation with him. My hope from him was that we could find a way to get Spitfire Overseas Indigo at Cumberland Run, because they had kind of left the preference to the Michigan horses, or sorry, the Kentucky horses, or horses that kind of raced in. Here, give me that, will you? Horses that raced. Here, take this. I don't need this. This is empty.
You're getting another one.
Yeah, but I can hold it. I'm just going down the road. For the horses that raced at Oak Grove. So we'll see if he can get him in. My hope is he can. We'll see how that plays out next week. So we got a couple of horses that are leaving. I got my eye on a couple of horses that might be coming in. If we can trade some horses up for
the sale?
Some fresher. What about this? Oh yeah, I'm in London. I'm not going there Tuesday. I'm coming back to drive Raging Hanover Wednesday at the Meadows. My belief is, so Tuesday, I'm going to go to the sale on Tuesday with Jason and James. I have my eye on a horse that's in on day one. If we get that horse, that will be it for me, for us, for London. And somebody messaged, said, Anthony, I really want an Ontario Trot and Filly. I just can't afford a $180,000 horse. Well, that's not your only problem. Your first problem is there's no shares left. The second problem is it's an expensive filly, and I get that. So for a number of our clients that might be in the same boat, I will be on the lookout for an Ontario-bred trotting filly or trotting colt, whether it be London or whether it be Harrisburg. I'm kind of leaning Harrisburg, but it might be London. But I'll be looking at horses with James and Jason on Tuesday morning, also early. So we'll have some horses dog-eared, maybe potentially if something catches our eye on the trotting variety side also. So that's that. That's the London sale. That's the Breeders' Crown.
Oh, you said
that is Virginia.
You told that guy you were driving Tuesday night at Northfield yesterday. Winter Soldiers in.
I am down to drive Tuesday night. You're right. I was going to stay in Ontario Tuesday. So after the sale in London, I'll be coming back to drive in Northfield Park on Tuesday night. I forgot. So Tuesday night I'll be back here to drive in. Tuesday night I'll be back here to drive. This sale starts at 10:30, and my hip that I like is in early. Relax. There's a keg on the way out of town. Maybe I'll stop James and I.
You don't have time to do anything.
Why? What races am I in on Tuesday, honey? Sunday. It's not up yet. Here, I'll check. I can't check right now. Pull your phone up, quick. USTA. Can you find your phone?
It doesn't need to be.
Let's go. Let's go. So Tuesday afternoon, I'll be at the sale looking at horses. I'm going to amend my schedule for you right now in real time. Tuesday afternoon, I'm going to be looking at horses in London, Ontario. And then Tuesday evening, I won't be sleeping in Ontario. I'll be driving at Northfield Park. Wednesday, I have the Meadows. Wednesday night, I have Northfield Park. Thursday, I'll have the Meadows. Thursday afternoon, I'm gone. So Friday, I won't be driving. Next Friday at the Meadows anyway. I'll be in Ontario with Amy and the kids. Saturday, Virginia. Sunday, back in Northfield. Busy week next week for the McDonald family. Can you see it?
Yeah, you start in the 10th.
Oh, starting the 10th race on Tuesday. Is that me, or did you just search Anthony McDonald? Because I might have catch drives. You just looked at the day?
I looked at every race.
Oh, perfect. That's exactly right. So I start in race 10. I got tons of time. 9:15. It's a 4-hour drive. I got to leave by 5. The sale's over by then anyway.
Not from London.
Yeah, I might have to leave.
Actually, it's quicker.
Yeah, I might go to Detroit.
Way.
Yeah, which I hate going through Detroit. I hate it. No, I don't hate Detroit. Just that border crossing, I'm not particularly fond of. Anyway, that is an update on what was, what is, and what will be over the next, whether it be yesterday, today, or the coming week at the stable. And of course, we creep ever so closer to the last and biggest sale. Well, not the biggest. The last, it's not our biggest. Our biggest is over. But the last and very important sale in for the stable in sale season. This is Harrisburg, Pennsylvania coming up. We go there every year. We don't get as many horses as we do in Kentucky. We are going to do the same this year. We are after at least one higher end pacer as per our clients. We're after likely some other trotters. we're going to break everything down and see what we need in our shopping bag. It's more of a shopping bag sale, right? This is what we need to make the stable nice and polished for 2026. So that's a good way to put it. It's a shopping bag sale. It's a very important sale in the last sale of the season. It is coming up at the end of the month, and October is moving quite quickly as I look at the date, October the 11th. It is really hard to believe it's October the 11th. Anyway, we're here. I'm going to eat Starbucks, go to the barn. I got to jog Yo Mister, who had landed at Northfield last night. Dr. Tessa's going to have a look at him, tune him up, and he'll either go back down there or race a time or two at the Meadows. I haven't made my mind up yet, but we'll see. We're going to move some horses around. Arrowhead Hanover should probably go down to Stacy, as there's no real need for us to be shipping 4 hours down to Dayton when that's where that horse's class is. It's not like, for a lot of these horses, like we're going to race them and Dayton is an option. For Arrowhead Hanover right now, as Greg put it, Yonkers is a possibility if we're going to send him there. But for right now, the class that he should be in for the time being is most definitely in Dayton. So that's likely where he's headed this week. He is healthy now. He stopped coughing. Just a couple of coughs yesterday. His blood work's good. No mucus. Still great. Eating good. No temperature. So he'll be ready to go for next week. So Tuesday his class goes at Dayton. Obviously he's not in Dayton. We can school him up and train him up real hard this week and then have him ready for the following Tuesday. There! You're all up to date. Everything I know, you know. Take care. Have a wonderful weekend. Amy and I get some videos to do today. We'll get doing those in just a bit.